Good morning and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be using a really throwback palette by Morphe. And it's one of the old packagings, and I'm going to be using the 35F. Now they have a newer version of this palette that I'm actually thinking of purchasing. I just have not purchased it yet. And it's the 35F. This is the color scheme of the palette. And I want to use this palette just to see if the formula is still as good as it was when I first purchased it. But I don't know what I'm going to do. So we're just going to dive in. And let me show you the colors one more time, close up. This is the color scheme. Beautiful colors. Because I love shimmers again. So we'll just see. Like I said, I just want to see if they perform like they used to. And see if the formula's kind of, I know the formula is different. I don't know, trying to figure it out. But I just want to see if they still work as good as they did from the day that I purchased the palette. So I'm just going to make sure my eyes, the concealer and base is smooth on my eyes. And I'm going to pull you guys in just a little bit. Okay, so I think I'm going to go in with the shade for starters. Let's do this second shade on the bottom row. And I'm going to take this Wet n Wild fluffy brush, and we're going to place that right in the crease area. And I'm stamping and then blending a little bit. And this was probably one of my first Morphe palettes that I ever purchased. And I have a lot of those older 35 pan palettes that's not on their site anymore, that they no longer sell. So I have a couple of those still in my collection as well. Because like I said, I'm still trying to debate on if I should get the newer 35F. But I'm still trying to decide if I should get it. And this shadow is actually still performing pretty good for me to have had this palette for about 5 years. No, longer than that, because this is one of the palettes, one of my first purchases, and I started doing my makeup in like, I've always worn makeup, but never applied it as much as I do now with like a full face and just planning everything. I used to just pretty much do eyeshadow, one shade, eyeliner, and out the door. I didn't do foundation. I didn't do brows. I didn't do any of that until like around 2014. That's probably when I bought this palette, either 14 or 15. And I've had it, a very long time. And that's how I got all the other palettes from Morphe. And I'm liking the way it's performing so far. I'm just blending my edges and my crease. Yeah, it's still pretty good. It's still smooth. I still like it. And it used to be like one of my favorite palettes. I used to use this palette like every day. Like every single day. I think because it has so many shimmer shadows in here that that's what really drew me to the palette, all of the shimmer shades. I'm just going to dig a little bit more and apply it right directly in the crease towards the outer V. And just blend it right in that area for intensity. And then lightly blend towards the inner corner. And do the same thing with this eye, because I really want that shade to pop right in that crease of that outer V. Because I want to stick another darker shade on the outside of that. So I'm just going to show you guys how smooth it looks so far. So next we're going to go in with, let's do a deeper shade. I'm going to go like a little bit deeper. Let's use this last shade next to the black. I'm going to use this same brush and just put it on the outer V. And it's kind of similar to this first shade, just more on a more reddish, brownish tone. Just a little bit deeper, but not too deep. And I'm not going to take this all the way up in my crease. I'm liking this. And just blending again in this outer V. And I'm just going all the way in my whole eyelid. So now I'm going to go in with, I'm looking for my smaller blending brush. I'm going to use the, let's go in with this Profusion. It doesn't have a name, it's just this little pencil brush. And we're going to do a little different. Let's go in with the black. We're just going to put a little bit of black to smoke it out. Just a little bit, not too much. And we're going to just dab it like really light. But you do want to make sure you pick up some of the product. Now you can see my black is on my brush. And we're going to stamp it right there and blend it in that same area that we placed the last shade. But I'm not going all the way up with it, because I just want a little intensity in this eye look. Not too much, but just a little bit. And I'm just blending. And I start out, especially when I'm using black, I start out with like the tiniest amount on my brush, because you can place that black and it can become like so dark and you've ruined your whole look if it's not what you're looking for. So I definitely like to start really light if I'm using black to smoke out that outer V. And I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit closer for this part so you can see the how it actually looks, blending out this black and only placing the tiniest amount. Okay, so, and I'm just blending in circular motions. I'm all out of frame, I'm sorry. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Like I said, I don't want it too dark, but I still want you to be able to see it. Alrighty. I like that. So now what I want to do, since I have that placed, I'm going to go in with my base booster. I'm sorry, I'm so far out of whack because I'm turning my head and stuff and I'm not used to being this close up. I'm going to apply some of this base booster. Now, when I used to use this palette back a couple years back, I wasn't using base booster. So I'm just going to apply 2 little dollops and then apply them right where there's no shadow. Just place that base booster. And then place it on the other eye in that same area. So now I'm going to go in with a more flatter brush. I want to use a more fluffier flat brush just to see. Let's go with this one. We're going to use the Balm eyeshadow brush. It's a little fiber brush. And I like to use these a lot of times when I'm using pigments as well. So I want to kind of, let's see, I don't know what shade I want to put on my lid. Let's go with, I'm always doing these like lighter shades. Let's go with this, I don't know, it's so many shades to pick from. Let's go with this gunmetal type shade right here. And this is the 1, 2, 3, 4th shade on the second row, this shade here. So let's take this shade and place it on our lid area. They still like creamy. It still places pretty good. I'm actually liking this color. I'm just going over a little because we're going to go back in with this blending brush and apply a little more matte shadows to the eyelid look. Yeah, eyelid. When I'm filming in the morning, I'm still kind of like trying to get myself together. So if I say something that's just out of whack, just don't pay it any mind. So I'm going to go back in with this Wet n Wild fluffy brush. And I'm not adding any more product. And I'm just blending out this crease area with what's left on this brush. So long like I'm going to be able to apply any lashes today because this eye over here wants to keep running. And I'm just blending. So smooth. I like that. It still performs like really, really good. I actually really want to see that new 35F in store before I purchase it. Because the shades are exactly the same, I definitely don't want to purchase it because I still have this one. My mug says, blending is my cardio. I love this mug. The next thing we're going to do is go back in with this pencil brush. We're going to apply just a little bit more black with that last shade next to the black. We're going to pop these two shades on this same pencil brush and just add a little bit more to the outer V. Just to deepen up just a little bit more, but not too much. And blend in those edges where we place that shimmer shadow. And I'm just going across my crease area with this same brush. I'm liking how this smoky eye turning out. I like that. So now we're going to take this Wet n Wild brush again. And we're going to go in with this first shade, this lighter shade. And we're going to apply it right over my brow bone area and my crease shade. This is so pretty. I like how that's coming together. So I feel like I need to add a little bit more in my crease area. So I'm going to definitely go back in with the last shade next to the last one and put it in my crease with this. I actually need a more fluffier brush, so I can hurry up and get out the door. Because if not, I'm gonna be sitting here blending all day, and that's not gonna work when I have to work. So I'm gonna go in with this ES3 pointed crease brush by Profusion with that same color I just showed you all, and pop it right directly in my crease area, because for the intensity, and blend up a little bit into my crease area, because I feel like my shadow was so low you can't see my crease area. That's much better. Yeah, the same thing with this eye. Just place it and blend. Oh, I'm all outside of, oh my goodness. I hate when that happens. That's why a lot of times I don't zoom all the way in like this, because I have to find a higher mirror where I can actually do this, because when I try to get closer and see what I'm doing, I'm out of frame and you can't see what I have going on, and I don't like that. But I'm liking this eyeshadow look today. That is pretty, like really pretty. For the palette to be, you know, an older purchase. And I'm just blending. I'm not adding anything else to this blending brush. Just blending my shadows to make sure they are seamless. Okay, this is the final eye look. Like I said, I'm impressed that the formula still works the way it does. So I'll definitely be using this a bit more. You can see that I dug in a lot of the shimmers back in the day. So like I said, I'm going to actually see if I can see it in store before I pick up the updated version of it. So now I'm just going to take you guys off camera, apply me some liner, lashes. No, not any lashes today. Some liner, some mascara, the full face, and I'll be back to show you guys my finished look. See you guys in a bit. Welcome back, and this is the final look. I hope you guys like how this look turned out. I'm going to zoom you guys back in a little bit so you can see the final look of the eyes. Like I said, I like how this palette performed, and I'll definitely be trying to see if I can actually see the updated palette in store before I purchase it online, or in store, either one. But the only thing I did do was add the highlighter out of this Benefit Cheerleaders Mini Bronze Squad, and I used this middle shade to highlight my inner corner. I did not apply any more shadows, but I did do my liner and my lashes, and I bronzed with the Iconic London bronzer that came in my BoxyCharm this month. This was in the shade Warm Bronze. It applied like really good. It was so smooth and easy to blend. And on my lips, the Norm, I used this Glimmer Gloss. Normally I'm always using this shade, but I found this shade in my stash. I have been looking for it. That's what's on my lips today. And I actually topped it with the Morphe Madison Beer. I think this is in the shade Saturn. And I lined it with my Lorac pencil. This shade here, and it is in the shade Duchess. And it's just a nudie lip liner, kind of matches everything, kind of like goes together, color scheme. So that's what's on my lips. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video.